Hi, as you know, my name is Olivia Smith, and then I'm going to be going over the case involving a custody mediation between Cindy and Todd. In this video, I'll just go over their positions, interests, and possible paths for negotiation. I'll also explain how a skilled mediator, as myself, could help guide the conversation and improve incomes for mostly the children. That's my main focus. I feel like Cindy's position is that she wants to raise the kids by herself. Obviously, she doesn't really want anything to do with Todd. She believes her home is more stable and nurturing as the naturally motherly instinct. With Todd's past with verbal and physical abuse, I think she really wants to steer the kids away from them. Todd's position, a little wild if you ask me. He just wants full custody of the kids and then not to pay as much in child support. He thinks his new home, he just has a new life, and it's more structured, and he can welcome the kids in a two-parent setting ordeal. Okay, now more into their interests, and less about personal. Cindy's wants to protect her kids' emotional safety. She wants them to have consistency in their lives, and keep Amy in an environment where she feels safe and comfortable. Cindy's a social worker, and she understands the importance of emotional stability. She's also concerned about Ben possibly the potential of him using drugs and his constantly skipping school. She thinks he could benefit from spending time with his father, so not cutting him out completely. Todd wants to reconnect with Ben, providing a full household mom-dad dynamic, and saving money now that he has a larger family. He wants to be involved with the kid lives and thinks a complete family unit with his new wife could help them out. He doesn't really mention the mom very much, Cindy, but I'm assuming, he still wants that stable life, and they both care for the well-being of their kids. So yeah, the overlap, they both care about their kids. They both agree that Ben and Todd should reconnect. They agree on structure the most, which is something that I think I could help build on. Some criteria in BATNA. School performance is a criteria. Ben's grades are not good, so a shift in custody could help. Same with that could help the school services and counselors and stuff at school probably could be a good help. Amy's emotional comfort. She's a shy student and just needs routine, and that could help. That could be helped. Cindy works full-time. Todd's wife is full-time. This could factor into different caregiving motives, I think. And then Todd's history of abuse, physical and verbal, could be a factor in long-term custody. Even if it wasn't yesterday, it still happened. So BATNA, or the best alternative to a negotiated agreement. Sydney could maintain the full custody and possibly do legal steps to block Todd's motions for full custody. This is the worst case scenario. They just can't agree on anything. And Todd could continue with just his weekends. He could potentially fight in court, but that's just risking more conflict with his kids. I'm sure that'd take a toll on Amy. It would be really expensive. Neither of them really seems ideal, as my tone says. which is why like mediation could help. Like in the intro, I would just like set like ground rules, like, you know, speaking over each other, let the other person talk, get your full like idea out. I wouldn't like, I just make sure every party like feels heard, and then like confidentiality, obviously. I make sure like each parent, when it comes to like storytelling, each parent can talk like without interruption, like I said. And talk about literally anything from emotional security and stability, and from Sydney. And Todd could talk about his hopes for a full family like dynamic. It's okay when it comes to like the issues at hand. I think it's more than just like custody. Obviously we want Amy to feel like emotionally safe, Ben to have some structure and a fatherly figure, but like I also need like both parents' schedules to like be a factor, and like the resources they have. Like Sydney works full time, Todd doesn't. When it comes to like options, I mean, maybe Ben could stay over more while Amy's with Sydney, but like Todd could help with like weekdays with school or like homework for like the both of them if given. And then like on an agreement, I think I would just like factor in both kids' needs. Like I've been saying, like Amy's more shy, reserved, and then Todd would need like her father more. Maybe like we just try it out, and keep like the platform steady. I would probably need like for communication skills, like active listening. So I'd be like, so Sydney, it sounds like you're worried about how Amy will feel like lost in Todd's new family dynamic. Reframing skills. I feel like the kids could use, like, do you feel like the kids could use more hands-on supervision since Sydney's always working? And the neutral language, of course, is key. No like victim blaming, and just like focusing on the kid's future, which is what we both want. To wrap this up, because this is getting pretty long, I think Sydney and Todd like want what's best for their kids in the long run, but they obviously like have different motives to get there. And then I feel like a skilled mediator could help through conversation, helping them find like some common ground and build a parenting plan that works for both kids' needs, both very different, especially Amy and Ben. And that's all.